go.
We need to balance those
All right.
out.
Speaking of
Send them to me.
Speaking of getting your ass kicked, Book of Boba Fett was out, and so
Speaking of getting kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
so I'm not even gonna hold back. I think all this from this point on, by the way, is all spoilers. Book of Boba Fett sucked.
Dude, I really enjoyed another season of The Mandalorian.
I know. I was about to say the same thing.
So
They just used Book of Boba Fett as a platform for doing a season 3 of
So like
Mandalorian
half
without doing it.
episodes.
I have performances written down, just for but the only thing I have is just Pedro Pascal and Timothy Olyphant. I think were the best actors in the whole show.
They're so good.
And
They're so
they
good.
were in only the episodes that the show turned into Mandalorian for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that in some way, the first 4 episodes were conceived to be like some sort, like they didn't know how to weave that story into the Mandalorian season 3.
No.
I don't think so. I think they were like, we should set up Boba Fett in his own season, but also like I get setting up if this was nothing but Boba Fett, right? And Mando made like a cameo, right? It wasn't continuing that story, right? And this still was so flat. I would be like, they made an honest attempt.
Yeah.
But now I look at this and I go, where couldn't they fit that? And at what point where they were just like, we should just do the rest of this with Mando? You know what I mean? Like, how far along were they on in the process before they figured out this wasn't going to work?
Dude.
Because I don't think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni would look at this and be like, this is good.
No, that's I literally
I don't think
felt,
so.
I felt like it was as if like episodes were coming out like obviously weekly. I felt like they were like, oh fuck, we got bad reviews. We need to put Grogu in it. Like that's what it felt like. And I was like, no, this was finished before they released it.
The other thing I think is important to point out is like is that there is like even the Mandalorian stuff has this stink on it because, by the way, Grogu makes a very important character choice that affects the rest of the story of Grogu and Din going forward. And so if you don't watch Book of Boba Fett and don't know that's in there, you start season 3 on the wrong foot.
Yeah, 100%.
They're definitely going to do a recap in the very first episode.
Also,
but they shouldn't
you
have to
shouldn't
do
have to.
that.
Like, he wasn't going to be Luke's first student because all of the students get killed by Kylo.
Well, he could have been there and then
there's
left.
also some speculation. They're gonna forever change the details of that night. You know what I mean? Like he was at, you'll never know. You'll never know what really happened.
He was
Luke is a bad narrator.
It's a real the last duel situation.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
It's a real he said she said.
Yeah. I think the biggest missed. The biggest miss in this is that none of the plot threads of anything mattered. Like all the sand people, like the Tusken Raiders, didn't matter.
Yep.
And it's like I would much rather have gotten a tight story about that whole journey rather than him becoming the next, Daimo of, Tatooine.
That felt like A New Hope. The first couple episodes really felt thematically and energetically
Also,
like A New Hope.
Get off the fucking desert already.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
come on.
to be fair,
I'm tired of seeing fucking deserts. And
It's easier to shoot
we
in.
have a
That's what it is.
full
It's easier to
fucking
shoot in a
galaxy,
desert.
It's free.
Like
It's
to us,
free.
and we're gonna go to where there's nothing but sand.
They can go to
and
the Mojave
sun.
and just shoot as much as they possibly want, rather than
I'm
CGI.
fucking tired of it.
No, I don't disagree.
I think that's a general, I know how there's, I have a note in here where, I'll just read it to you guys. Shut up about your motorcycles. There's worse things in this show. Okay? That's the shit I don't care about that I think people overblow. But, this is the fourth Star Wars show in a row
I would disagree.
where it predominantly takes place in sand. Okay? We already established that Star Wars characters hate sand because it's coarse and it gets everywhere. God damn it. Okay? Fucking enough with the sand. I don't want any sand in Mandalorian season 3.
Fucking, they had set up so many different things that just never mattered at all. Like, why, at one point we thought the mayor was double crossing everybody. And then we thought it was the Jabba the Hutt's 2 cousins. And it's like, they just disappeared. Why was Danny Trejo in an episode for no reason?
Well, he's just friends with Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. Well,
that's all
also
that was.
Robert Rodriguez.
Cad Bane.
He's great. Just don't ever touch Star Wars ever again.
This actually, you know what's funny? John Campea said the same thing you did. He said the same thing.
Bryce
Dallas Howard.
This guy talks all this shit.
Bryce Dallas Howard. We need more.
We need more Star Wars from her.
Yes.
Robert Rodriguez, I think, has done awesome things. No more Star Wars from him, though. You cut off. All right, no more Star Wars. Until you go learn how to make a good Star Wars,
until you get out of the desert.
And I thought even the one Mando episode that he did, which is the one with Boba Fett, I thought that was the weakest of the whole season 2.
Yeah, Cad Bane also. He was set up so well. I was like, let's go. Yep. I want to see what the fuck this guy gets in. I don't know who the actor is, but his voice was on like perfect. You know how some characters, they have a modulated voice. And it's
Corey
like,
Burton.
Ugh. Like, you know what I mean? His was right where it needed to be. The exact pitch, the way he spoke. What's that one line he said? He's like, you should watch where you're sticking your nose.
My favorite was, Boba Fett is a cold-blooded killer who worked for the Empire.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking
they just kill him. They just kill him.
To be fair,
what are you talking about?
He's in a lot of the Clone Wars, and like he goes all the way back to the prequels. We don't need any more of these legacy characters.
But look what it did to people who didn't
great.
watch Clone Wars.
Yeah.
More people are watching this than they watch Clone Wars. You know what I mean?
I had no idea who that guy was. I'd never seen Clone Wars. I had no idea who he was.
Cool.
Yeah. But I was like, this guy fucks.
Yes.
Like, this guy's so cool. Yeah. And then they just up and kill him.
Well,
the actor did a great job.
I have to go back to the actor. He did such a goddamn good job. Like, you could, like, the way he spoke felt like it was his face. Like, physically, his face was like that. He spoke in the same tenor.
It came out of the structure of his
yes. It was so good. That was the best part of the show.
But what I love was I saw so many people who are like big like Clone Wars stans that saw this and they were so upset with like how he looked.
Yeah.
And they felt like he didn't look like he did in the show. And I was just like, are you fucking serious? Are you absolutely fucking serious?
If
and
you guys saw, Danny got a real Italian right there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Spice will flow through Tatooine.
Is the spice a
I
thing
will
that we've
open the
touched
spice
on?
gates.
Is the spice a thing that we've touched on in Star Wars before, or are they literally just stealing from Dune right now?
It's
literally
stealing from Dune. It's a thing in like some of the Star
Just
Wars
like the
books
desert.
and shit, but it's like, dude, where did you get it from?
Wouldn't be the first time Star Wars stole from Dune.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of spice before, and I know I don't know where it came from in any of the plots. When they started getting like hot and heavy about this spice, and they were like this, and like Cad Bane showed up in the one. I was like, when did we get to the spice is so important? We haven't mentioned spice at all up until this point.
It was mentioned in passing.
Yeah, I think they mentioned it in one of
point.
the Dances with Tusken Raiders episodes. I think it's mentioned by a biker gang. However, you're not wrong. They just suddenly set it up with Timothy Olyphant.
I genuinely thought that was the name of the episode.
We just see Boba Fett's ass in one of the shots.
Well, okay, so the other
where he snorted.
But even
lizard.
then, my point is like, what's the focus? What's the story we're trying to tell?
I don't
what's
know.
the lesson we're trying to take away?
No idea.
And
There's
that's
spice.
what I feel like is that like this was not well put together. I do have some notes that I don't think we need to elaborate on. I'm just gonna roll them off. The story is absolutely nonsensical. Like I said, it lacks focus. It lacks a proper arc. Not only then, this is told in between trips to the bath in 4 episodes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I also dream in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
so like I said before, shut up about the motorcycles. Then
you're gonna complain about the order of his dreams and say shut up about the motorcycles?
Because what does the color of the motorcycles have to do with the storytelling?
Because everything in the whole entire planet is brown.
Aren't you happy to see some colors?
Because nothing else on that planet exists in that. It just feels so anachronistic.
Cad Bane is blue.
I don't care. I don't care if they have nice
The
speeders,
spice is
but
red.
make them feel like part of the world.
I think
They can be nice, but like everything there is very like hard edges.
But that's
and
the whole point of like the mod people. It's like they're the
I don't like
counterculture.
Listen, Mike. I'm a huge fan of 1960s counterculture. You know this about me.
I know, Nick.
But that was terrible.
Yeah, but they're emulating of the Fast and Furious race.
Yeah, no, it didn't have to be fucking like candy apple red.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And the other thing, hold on, is the main mod. Number one, she's just like pale as Snow White, living on a desert planet, and she's got an English accent, which is usually reserved for like
Coruscant,
and like the
or
core world,
the center of the Republic, not the Outer Rim.
Yeah,
those are American accents. Or Bill Burr.
We have. Hey kids who I almost just vaporized, want a job? I also have no money. We have every episode besides when it's not Book of Boba Fett fucking sucks. The finale is just absolutely preposterous. Why would you get a Rancor when you went to the same place your 2 starfighters were parked?
I also
okay, that's all I'm saying. Like the first thing I thought of, I was like, okay, Boba Fett's riding a Rancor. That is cool. However, if I was him, if I had the choice to get my horse or my gun when there was an intruder,
or my tank,
yeah.
Or get your ship and then put Danny Trejo on top of the Rancor.
There you go.
He doesn't do stunts
He already
anymore,
did that.
Nick.
He used the ship to kill the motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
What was the problem with doing it again?
Those battle droids, the really huge
Big
battle droids,
droidica things.
those obviously we've seen droidicas, but those didn't feel like Star Wars to me. They felt like Terminator.
Yeah.
They
robots.
did look like Terminator robots. I got a vibe like that.
The whole point of like droids at this point in the Star Wars thing is like the mobility of them.
Yeah.
And that's like, I was just like, these are like chunky, clunky,
And it's like the numbers, having like units in your
Yeah.
army.
Yeah. The other thing I have written down here might be controversial, but I'm willing to defend it, is everyone's saying that Boba Fett is stupid or they wrote him like an idiot.
And that he's a cold-blooded killer that works for the Empire.
I don't think those people have watched Star Wars because historically Boba Fett, he's the Magoo of the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
You know, everyone who's like
Getting bonked on the head.
they wrote Boba Fett to be an idiot. I was like, he always was.
He kind of always was.
How did
We
he,
didn't even get to.
canonically die in the beginning? Like,
Also, like there's that one weird plot point where he's like, I'm going to get my armor. I think it's in the Sarlacc pit. And that sequence, that was written just to show dropping the sonic bomb out of the back of the ship. What do they rename the ship to? It's not Slave One anymore.
Boba Fett's ship.
Yeah, okay.
they renamed it?
Bobra's.
Yeah.
I think they renamed it. Yeah.
In a galaxy where there's rampant slavery, they can't call the name of the ship the Slave
Slave
2.
One.
Okay.
So,
fine. Whatever.
They either way, they drop the sonic bomb in there and they kill whatever else is in there. But also, like, those bombs destroyed giant asteroids.
Yeah.
And like that would have fucking opened up a fissure on that side of the planet. You know what I mean?
There would have been
like
spice
a
everywhere.
crater.
Spice everywhere.
There would have been Sarlacc and people. There would have been nothing left.
His
and
ship
they're
would have
just
blown the
right in
fuck
front
up.
of it.
Like,
No problem.
Oh yeah, his ship would
I
have
have
blown
less
up.
of a problem with that. Somebody pointed out in, I guess, Return of the Jedi, that whole scene where he falls in, the Sarlacc grabs Lando, and he's like, just like laying there slowly getting pulled in. But now the Sarlacc is like grabbing a whole entire ship and yanking it in.
Well, I also feel like
It's
that's
just
of
casually
the
pulling
time.
Lando.
You know,
I
that's the
just think
effects
it's
of the
like,
time.
hey, at least have some consistency on the power level of this.
Well, maybe he knew he didn't have to pull too hard to get
Yes.
Lando.
And then you got Han Solo blind.
Just shooting.
Yeah.
Boba Fett. Where?
Boba
And he
Fett.
just hits
Yeah,
him. right?
that whole fucking
And then he lets
scene
out a
originally.
Wilhelm scream.
Yes.
That's
He-
how much of a Magoo he is.
And he Wilhelms into the Sarlacc, and now we're fucking here.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I really don't like that.
There you go. So there is some stuff I liked in here. I think there's stuff everybody liked in here, but what I put down was Mando and Grogu.
Yeah, that's about it.
That is about
And
it.
Episode 2.
Episode
Dancing
2.
with Wolves.
Dances, yeah.
Dances with Tusken Raiders. Cad Bane was cool.
He was
and
cool.
then the other thing is, I want a back to tank. Can we find one of those? One of those tanks?
I
where
think
you-
we can.
float tank.
They're called sleep deprivation tanks.
No, it's from
No,
it's what
no.
they have in Dragon Ball Z. It's the
no,
same
but
exact
Oh,
the
yeah,
sleep,
yeah,
but
yeah.
the sleep deprivation tank is closed off. Like this one has an open window. It looks like
Wait,
you're-
are you guys talking?
Oh.
About, you're not sleep deprivation. You're
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
it's
sensory deprivation.
Sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
That's what
Sleep
it is.
deprivation.
You're not gonna go to
It's the
sleep.
Russian
You
sleep
will not
study all
sleep.
Also,
over
the
again.
tank heals him. It doesn't just make him float. Like, you know?
Well, so at the end, that was Timothy Oliphant.
Yes.
That was in the tank,
Yes, it
right?
was.
That was Timothy
And
Oliphant. Okay.
Thundercat's gonna give him a brand new shoulder.
There we go.
Thunder shoulder.
I really didn't like that. I love Thundercat, but I hated that sequence.
Yeah. There's a lot I hated about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else before we move on to the fun stuff?
I think we hit all the cool stuff.
Are they going to do a season 2? Did they talk about anything like that?
Yeah, I think so. They said they are going to do a season 2. But
God damn it.
And the reason that they are is because the finale of this show had more than any Disney Plus series before it. So fucking here we are.
That's just because they just keep
Disney
growing
Plus
in
is shit.
subscribers. They just keep growing in subscribers.
That's
is
fair.
the thing. Yeah.
I would like it if we actually had Boba leave the planet, like leave Tatooine. You save the planet, you save the people, go do some adventures out in space.
Yeah. Give me Bounty Hunter again.
Get off
Well,
Tatooine.
I don't think he's
I
bound.
Get off
want
Tatooine.
Bounty Hunter.
Well, no, I think he's gonna stay as the
Daimyo.
The Daimyo.
Well,
Daimyo?
fucking have a rain. You know what? Here's a change of pace.
Love
Have
that
a
they-
goddamn rainstorm on Tatooine and grow some fucking vegetation. Okay.
Do you understand,
Move off
do
the
you
rock.
understand how deserts work?
Be like, wow, look
It
at
has
that.
two
Like,
suns.
be like,
No clouds
It
here.
has two
Suns
suns.
and no women.
Change. Well, you know what? Fucking get some climate change
Dude,
on that planet.
they get rainstorms, and then all the moisture farmers go out of business, and they're just like, there's now this whole subset of people who are
Yeah.
out of work.
Oh, that
But
are
there's
unemployed.
also a bustling economy now because you can live. Like, and
No,
now
I
it
wanna-
moved
I
in.
wanna see
There's
the
high
plight of the
rollers.
moisture farmers.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right.
Find
So
a stapler,
let's move
you know?
And they're like,
Let's
make
move on to a
Tatooine
good
great
TV
again.
show.
yeah, we should move on to a good TV show. Fuck Book of
Subsidize
Boba
it.
Yeah, they
Fett.
outsource all of our jobs.
Watch episode 5 and 6 if you like Mandalorian.
And 2,
If you like Mandalorian.
if you like Tusken Raiders.
Did we wait? Did we talk about the CGI Luke at all?
No.
No, but
Didn't
also
they hire a YouTuber to actually do
they
that?
did. They
Yeah.
hired the guy who made the clip from the first episode better. So they just hired him right off of YouTube, and he worked on this.
Good for that guy.
And
Yeah.
It
I
looked
gotta
great.
be honest.
Yeah.
This is the best version of that I've ever seen. Where they
100%.
put because like I didn't even notice the lines, the lighting, anything.
There were some shots when they were walking that felt a little janky to me, but
The
But
voice
overall,
was
it-
worse
Yeah.
than the first season, though. Whoever they had him voicing the first season, they should have brought that guy back. I'm also not opposed to just recasting Luke Skywalker
Yeah.
either.
I'm not against
Sebastian
it.
Stan in
Yeah,
there.
just
Yeah,
get
get
Sebastian
Stan.
Stan.
I
That
will
would be
be
fucking
happy.
great. That'd be awesome.